Well, hey, marketing heroes, authorpreneurs, and all around influential entrepreneurs. Do I have a special treat for you today? If you struggle with the chaos of finding stuff in your digital space, yeah, I'm talking about your laptop. Have you ever spent 20 minutes looking for a file? You have no idea where it is. Is it on your desktop? Is it on a folder? And you want to stop the chaos on your computer? Well, then you are in the right place today. I'm here with my good friend Mary Beth Welty, who is also an award winning home and office design expert. She is a professional organizer. She's a speaker, author, and a coach with over 15 years of experience creating home and business transformations for her clients. And she's here today to talk to us about just that. You know, her home organization skills don't just happen in the closet, it happens in your computer too. And boy, do I ever need that help. So I'm so glad that you're here today, Mary Beth, and I'm so excited to be talking about this topic with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everyone. So happy to be here. Thanks for having me on, Kim, today. I'm happy to be able to share my thoughts, my wisdom, and my support and advice for everyone.
I absolutely. And I can't believe when you told me you were running this training, how I was like, oh, that's me. Oh my God. Yep, that's me. That's me. I swear to God, like if anybody could see how many tabs I have open on my computer right now, they'd be cringing, or you'd be cringing anyways, right? If you saw how many unread emails I have and the overall general chaos in my laptop. I know this is so important with respect to saving time, saving stress, saving energy. So tell us a little bit more about how you help people get this under control, because that's what I really want to know.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I hear a lot from female entrepreneurs about what they're struggling with within their business, and I've asked so many of them in my community, my clients, everything, and loud and clear, everyone says that their digital workspace is the most stressful environment for them. The emails, the files, the documents, all of the systems that they need to do, finding the stuff that they need to find, that is where the most chaos and stress comes from for them while they're working throughout their workday. And so that's the whole motivation around delivering this training for female entrepreneurs to help them reduce that stress and
Yeah.
that chaos so that way they can feel more confident and be able to work more easily and with flow throughout their workday. And that just bleeds into all the work that they do. So it really is a domino effect of how this can support and help you.
Yeah, and the whole concept of, I mean, we all know the concept, right? Time equals money. And I can't tell you how much time I spend going, I swear I downloaded that thing. Where the heck did I put it? You know, if it's not in my downloads folder, it's in an open tab, it's slapped on my desktop until my desktop gets so crazy that I have to put it all into a folder that I call go through later. And it's just this never ending cycle of, you know, almost like a junk drawer at home, right?
Mhm.
My desktop becomes that proverbial junk drawer. So, how does somebody get started, Mary Beth? Like, I feel like for me, the biggest thing is the overwhelm of I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah, I get that question a lot, especially if you're in a place where it seems overwhelming, it seems too far gone. And the way I always recommend people starting is by taking inventory on what it is that they are feeling overwhelmed by. So is it the documents on your desktop? Is it the stuff that you have saved on your folder or downloaded onto your computer that you can't find? Is it the emails? And starting with one thing, starting simply, starting easily, because we have to strengthen your brain so that you can start thinking this way, so
Yep.
that you can start working on these things, because otherwise your brain is just in chaos right now.
Yeah.
And we have to start easy. We have to start with one thing. So what is the thing that's bothering you the most? And then taking inventory of what types of things and where those are located. So you said the files that you're downloading. So do you save things in a download folder? Are they on your desktop? Are they on a folder on your computer? or are they on your Google Drive, your file sharing system? So
Right.
figuring out where you have things placed, and then we got to create a system moving
Yeah.
forward to be able to not have things all over the place and just in one location so you can easily find it.
Yeah. And if you're watching right now, either live or on the replay, and you have a question for Mary Beth, please feel free to pop them in the comments. I'll take a look now and again and see if you have something going on. But so when we talk about taking inventory too, though, Mary Beth, we're talking about, like you said, right? Where are you keeping all your stuff? Is there a downloads folder? Like what it used to be was my desktop. And then my desktop started looking so chaotic and I hated that. So I hid it away in a folder called the downloads, right? I just left them there until they're supposed to be organized. But eventually that gets so big and overwhelming too, right? So I'm just I just moved with the problem from one area of my house to another area of my house, aka my digital house, right? My laptop. So, clearly there has to be a better way. So
Yeah.
so taking
Yeah.
inventory is that good start. I love that. Figuring out where you're putting everything and what's causing you the most stress, and then starting with that one step. So what would step 2 be then?
So step 2 would be then to create a system. Well, let me back up and revise that. Step 2 would actually be to reduce. So do you have multiple of the same document saved? Do you have multiple drafts of the same thing, but you really only need the final version? Did you download that thing 50 times because you couldn't find it? So take inventory of where things are going and what is your patterning, but then also reduce so that you don't have as many things. Get rid of the stuff that you realize now in retrospect you don't need. Sometimes we save things that we might need later and we didn't end up needing it. So like, for example, I take screenshots of certain things when I'm in meetings or
Mm-hmm.
whatever that I want to remember. But then when I look back at it, it's like, okay, I don't need that anymore. I already know that, or I've gotten that information in a different form. So I no longer need that actual document, that file, that screenshot. And so I can throw it away.
Yeah.
So simplify and reduce any duplicates, anything you no longer need.
Reduce, reuse, reorganize.
Yeah. Almost. Because
Yeah.
then, yes, no, step 3 then is to organize and create a system. And when you do that, it's important to go into it with the beginner's mind, but also a playful, experimentary mind as well. Because we often think, okay, I'm going to set up this system. And then if it doesn't work for us, then we feel like we failed. We feel like, oh, it didn't work. It's not, I'm terrible. I'm just a messy person. I'm destined to be disorganized all the time for the rest of my life. And I promise you, there is a system that will work for each and every one of us, but the same system doesn't work for each and every one of us. So figuring out how to create something that will work for you, and that takes a lot of trial and error and tweaking.
Right.
So in your example, Kim,
Yes.
you were downloading things and saving them onto your desktop, and then that got to be overwhelming. So you switched your system to be saving it into a folder, but then that got to be overwhelming. And so on and on. So if it's not working to do one thing, then looking at how can we tweak that and create something that does make sense for your brain. Because
Yeah.
if it doesn't make sense for your brain, if it's not intuitive, you're not going to be able to maintain it.
Right. And then I think it's almost, making sure that you're doing it often. Because for me, it's like, oh, yeah, I have all the greatest intentions of like when you talk about screen sharing, you're on a presentation, you take the screen shares. And I think to myself, oh, I'll go back later and put those into a folder that makes sense. And then I don't. So then they're all throughout that big main folder and not like subcategorized. So, yeah. It's almost like sorting out your receipts for your taxes. You should probably do it once a week or once a month or at least once a quarter so it doesn't become overwhelming. So
Totally. Oh, totally.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And that's what I mean by like a system. So if you're seeing that you take these screenshots of things, but they're just being saved into a big folder, okay, you already have awareness. I should create a smaller folder. So maybe it is while you're watching that presentation, you really quickly create that folder. I
Ooh,
mean, how long does it take to create a folder? Two,
yeah,
3 seconds,
yeah. Great
right?
hot tip for me, for
And
sure.
so, and then just as you're saving those screenshots, just dump them in there. And then you already have it created. So it's already immediately organized for you.
Right. Yeah, that's a really hot tip. Just do it while you're in the meeting. In fact, I used to start doing the follow up stuff in the chat on the meeting because that was overwhelming, right? And so, yeah, this would be a great system, a subsystem for this too. Let's create those folders right while I'm in the meeting. I love
Mhm.
it.
There's so many different systems that we are already doing. We are already doing systems all day, every day. We just don't maybe realize that we are doing them intentionally. We
Hmm.
are doing things on purpose, even though mindfully we might not realize that this is what we're actually doing. But when you start
Hmm.
to look at your patterns, start to look at creating something that does make you more efficient,
Hmm.
that does reduce the amount of time that you need to spend,
Yeah.
that will help you be able to be more mindful and intentional about the way you're doing things.
I love it. And so whether you're watching us live right now or whether you're catching this on the replay, if you feel like you struggle finding what you need when it comes to the files on your computer, if you find yourself wasting precious time and energy searching when it should just be at your fingertips, if you wish you could work less doing that while making more money and having the more freedom and life balance that you want, then Mary Beth is the gal to help you with your organization, whether at home or especially in your digital workspace. So, Mary Beth, I know that we can't cover how somebody's going to get their entire workspace figured out in this 15-minute live stream, but I know that you have another step that somebody could take if they want to deep dive into this a little bit more, and how they can really figure out how to make their digital workspace work for them. So, can you tell us a little bit about the workshop that you have coming up?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for that lead in. Tomorrow, I am doing a bonus training called The Three Keys to Digital Zen. And it's all about helping you calm that chaos on your computer so that you can attract and onboard and handle and manage more clients so that you can make more money, but also work less so that you have that freedom life and income that you're really wanting for yourself and your business. So it's tomorrow, March 29th at 1 p.m. Pacific time. That's 4 p.m. Eastern time, and it's 90 minutes. So I'm going to go through my 3 keys to digital Zen. Of course, we're going to talk about the digital workspace and how influential this is, how much you could be losing by not having digital systems in place for yourself or efficient digital systems in place. And then I have a special offer for you. And I'm going to be doing laser coaching at the end of the call. So if you stay to the end, you can get your questions answered about your unique situation. So, like Kim was saying about saving files, downloading files and saving files. I had somebody yesterday, or not yesterday, but another time, they were asking me about an email system that they should implement. And so, whatever that question is about your own workspace, you can have that time to ask, and that's at the end of the training.
So, not only are you going to get Mary Beth's expert advice with all of her tips and strategies, but if you actually end up having something that you want to get laser coaching on, then she's going to do that for you too. So, I have dropped the link to register for this event wherever you're watching from. So, if you're watching from the From Zero to Marketing Hero Facebook group, link is in the chat or in the comments right now. If you're watching from the Write and Grow Rich Facebook group, the link to register in the comments below. If you're watching from any one of my personal or business Facebook pages, link is in the comments, ready to go. If you're watching on LinkedIn, that's where I'm going next. So, LinkedIn, here we come. We're going to get the link up in the LinkedIn video stream. So wherever you are watching from, I'm so glad that you were able to tune in today. Would love to see you on the workshop tomorrow, where Mary Beth's going to really dial in all that you need to know to get the chaos off of your computer so you can live that freedom lifestyle that you're looking for. So thanks again, Mary Beth, for being here. You always do the best job in getting people organized and ready to go. And I can't wait to hear all of your amazing tips tomorrow at the workshop.
Thank you so much. So happy to have been here with all of you. And I hope to see you tomorrow.
Absolutely. And for those of you watching, until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and stay positive.